Hi everybody, this is Tyler Danzel, Module 16, our case study for EDL 856, School Community Relations. So first let's identify the problem and analyze it. So we know that Mrs. Rose is a new assistant principal at John F. Kennedy School, and according to her observations, the school has very limited interactions with parents and the community. There is no PTO of any kind, although there used to be. The principal at John F. Kennedy School is not very supportive of parent involvement and seems to be happy with the way things currently are. However, we do know that he eventually agreed to hold a meeting to discuss parent involvement. Parents were informed of the meeting through their students. There was some type of an announcement made to the students. They didn't say how that announcement would take place, whether it was just a verbal announcement or if they were given a piece of paper, whatever. The meeting was then held the following Monday, and only 8 parents showed up to the meeting. So what do we need to know? I'd like to know what type of school this is, whether this is a high school, middle school, elementary school. What is the reason that there is no parent involvement? Is it just simply parent apathy, or did something happen in the past that has caused the community to sort of revolt against the school? We don't know that. How does the community view the school? Kind of along those same lines. How long has the principal been the principal at that building? Is this a high-performing school, low-performing school? What's going on with that? And then again, what type of an announcement was given to the students? Also, what is the surrounding community like? Is this a large city or small town? I think that would play a factor in this as well. Do the students that attend this school, do they also live in this neighborhood, or are they bussed in from somewhere else? And then does the principal live in this community? All right, so the problem, I see a couple of problems actually. The main problem is obviously that there is no parent and community involvement at this school. The assistant principal believes there should be, but the principal does not agree with her. And his attitude toward community engagement is not great. But the other problem is that there was basically all has to do with the parent meeting. The information regarding the parent meeting was not communicated well. The meeting was held too soon after it was communicated. It was only communicated once and through the students, which is a bad idea. Only 8 parents showed up for the meeting, and the principal is considering canceling the meeting, even though there are some parents who actually did show up. So our plan of action. First of all, for the main problem, how do we create more parent and community involvement? First of all, we need to survey the parents and the community and business leaders. This could, of course, take place through like a phone survey, online survey, but also maybe through focus groups or some type of town hall meetings. We need to know how they'd like to become involved with the school, how they would like for the school to become involved in the community, and how they would like for the school to communicate with them. Another plan of action is to create a parent advisory group or site council, also a PTO. And then, and I'm not sure how this would exactly work out, but Mrs. Rose is excited about community involvement, and it might be a good idea to maybe give her that responsibility. So the additional problems, how do we handle this parent meeting that may or may not take place? We need to determine how parents communicate, again, surveying the community regarding that. And then we needed to communicate the information better regarding the parent meeting, using a phone alert system, emails to the families, promoting the meeting through social media. And obviously the meeting needed to happen later than it did. And I think it's pretty obvious, but the parent meeting needs to happen. It should not be canceled. Even though there's only 8 parents there, it needs to happen. So we could discuss with them how they would like to be involved, discuss with them how we want them to be involved, and then start talking about this parent advisory group. So resolving the issues and promoting the success of all students. Again, the main issue, creating more parent and community involvement. So once we've gathered community input, we need to start communicating with our families and our community in multiple methods. discuss the formation of our PTO and parent advisory group. And then we need to make sure the community understands that the more connected the school is to the community and parents, the more successful students are going to be. It'd be good to work with the faculty and staff to come up with ideas on how to involve parents more, and then also begin creating relationships with local business and community groups. As far as the actual parent meeting is concerned, that parent meeting again needs to happen. Canceling it would, of course, look bad, but could further damage the school's reputation in the community. If it were to be canceled, the parents who actually did attend the meeting may not speak very highly of the school, which could lead to their children having poor attitudes toward school. It just would not be a good idea. We need to discuss with those parents what their involvement would look like. Category 4. So, like Mrs. Rose, at the beginning, when the principal was conveying his attitudes toward community involvement, I couldn't believe what he was saying, how he thought it would be a bad idea. But the more I thought about it, I did have a little bit more sympathy for this principal. We don't know what his perspective is. We don't know how long he's been there, what he's been through, what he's experienced at this school. And we need to understand that before we can understand what his attitudes are. I do like that Mrs. Rose was persistent, that she continued to want to involve these parents. And I also like that the principal did finally agree to hold a meeting, although the execution of it was very poor. And again, canceling the meeting would have been a terrible decision. A couple of unresolved issues. We don't know how the community best communicates or what methods they use. And again, we don't know what type of community it is, which I think will affect how we move forward. Finally, promoting the success of all students through community relations. First of all, promoting success for students. Our plan of action will determine the best way to communicate with our community. It will stress how student success correlates with how connected the school is with the community. We'll create a parent advisory group and a PTO, which will create opportunities for parents and community to get involved in the school. And then we will go ahead and hold the parent meeting that was already scheduled and just simply make the best of it. I believe these steps will help promote the success of all students. Promoting the well-being of our students. So once again, we need to communicate the importance of school connectedness to the community and to families. We need to have data to back up how that will benefit our students. Forming that PTO or parent advisory group will give parents a voice at the school, which will allow them to stand up for their students. And then I believe turning over some of these responsibilities to Mrs. Rose, who's kind of eager to get it going, I think that will help. And finally, promoting community engagement. Surveying our parents about how they communicate, the best ways to communicate with them. We can do that through online or phone surveys, but also through focus groups or town hall meetings. Work with our community and business leaders to determine the best way for them to get involved and for us to get involved with them. Creating that parent advisory group or PTO, and then once again appointing Mrs. Rose as our community liaison. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.